All right, let's take a look now at Ole Miss defensive tackle Walter Nolen, one of my personal favorite defensive linemen in this draft. Former five-star kid, number 2 recruit in the country, coming out of high school, goes to Texas A&M. He's there for 2 years. So-so career there, but then he goes to Ole Miss this past season and blew it up, was an All-American, one of the top defensive linemen in the SEC. Let's get into the positives here. And to me, when you look at the superpower for Walter Nolen, it's the physical tools, and he's got the ability to win in a number of different ways. He's got quickness off the ball. He's got the explosiveness. He's got the power to push the pocket. He's strong in the run game. He can win with technique. He can make plays late in the down with his effort. And so when you have all these different ways you can win, that to me is a really good sign moving into the NFL. I love that he made that huge jump from his sophomore to his junior year. He's got pop on contact to consistently change the line of scrimmage. That shows up in the pass game and in the run game. He was extremely productive on a per snap basis, but it's not just the production. In the first couple games I watched, he created a couple of interceptions as well with pressures on the quarterback, forcing him off his spot and into errant throws that his teammates were able to take advantage of. The NFL is looking for interior disruptors all the time. Walter Nolen checks that box, and he's going to be that kind of player. To me, when I look at him physically on tape, he's got that skill set, that first step, that power. You can talk about consistency, and do you want to see it all the time? That's all fair. But when you look at Nolen, all the physical tools, that stands out. His ability to defend the run is right there with his ability to defend the pass. He does not miss a lot of tackles. I talked about the ability to consistently get after the quarterback and be productive on a per snap basis. He's got an edge to him. When something goes wrong, or if an offensive lineman gives him a little bit extra on one play, you see it come through on the next snap or two. And so he's going to pay that forward. I also love the fact that he goes to the Senior Bowl, has a good start to the week, really good flashes, gets dinged up on Wednesday. Now, Wednesday, a couple of other defensive linemen had some flashes as well on Wednesday, and those guys checked out. They said, hey, you know what? I've done everything I need to do here. I had a viral clip or two. I'm going to head home. Walter Nolen got dinged up, had to leave practice. He's back out there Thursday morning and stayed through the week. And so when I look at Walter Nolen, I kind of like that from a guy that, didn't have a long resume of college production. I want to make sure I go down to Mobile. I'm going to stay here on the field, and I'm going to show you what I've got. Where are the areas where he's got to improve? I would say right now he's probably a better rusher than run defender. Not a bad run defender, but that's where the inconsistencies show up, especially with his pad level. He can get moved off his spot at times if his technique and his discipline gets away from him. And then look, he also just didn't have the cleanest departure from Texas A&M. That's the nature of today's game, though, with the transfer portal. That's going to happen from time to time. Anyone I've talked to that's been through Ole Miss speaks pretty well about Walter Nolen brought to the Rebels and to Lane Kiffin's defense this past season. His teammates have all spoken very highly of him. So I think when you're looking at Walter Nolen, again, physically, everything you want. He's got the skill set to be that interior disruptor for a future NFL defensive line. Probably more of a 3 technique. I do think he's got the ability to line up and down the line of scrimmage. When you go back and you look at it, what the snaps that he played over the course of his career, kind of evenly dispersed. He played over the tackle at times. He played over the guard. He played over the center in some of their sub-package looks. So he can line up and down the line of scrimmage. And I mentioned the physical tools. What's not to like here with Walter Nolen? To me, looks like a top 20 type of talent in this draft. As long as everything's right off the field, he looks like he's going to be one of the better defensive players from this group.